Here we have a problem that is combining the distribution property as well as fractions. So we're going to really have to think about how we're going to go about solving this problem. Well, I told you at the beginning of this section that you always want to take care of your distribution first. You'll make far fewer errors that way. So let's go ahead and distribute the 3 throughout the parentheses, and that will give us 3y, and then 3 times 3 is 9, all over 5 equals the 2y plus 6. Now we can get rid of that fraction now pretty easily. We need to multiply through by the common denominator, and in this case everything on the right hand side is not really a fraction, but if we looked at it as a fraction we'd have to put it over 1 so that we could see that those are actually in fact fractions. The common denominator here is 5, so if we multiply every single term by 5, look what happens on the left-hand side of the equation. Our multiplying and dividing by 5 cancel each other out. Those are opposite operations. So we have left 3y plus 9 on the left-hand side equals 5 times 2y would be 10y, and then 5 times 6 would be a positive 30. Now this looks much more manageable. So let's get our y's together first. I'm going to subtract 3y from both sides, which will cancel out the 3y, and we have 9 equals 7y plus 30. Now I still want to get the y alone, so I'm going to get rid of this 30 by subtracting 30 from both sides, and we have now negative 21 equals 7y. Still getting y alone, we have to divide both sides by y to get negative 3 equals y. Now let's look at this one. Hopefully at first you see that this is a distribution. So we need to do that distribution first. 4 times 3x would be 12x, and 4 times 2 would be a positive 8 equals 12x plus 8. Well, these are the exact same thing. When you have the exact same thing, when both sides of the equation are absolutely identical, it doesn't matter what number you plug in for x. Let's say x is a 1. 12 times 1 plus 8 would be the same thing as 12 times 1 plus 8. If we were to use a 10 for x, 12 times 10 plus 8 is the same as 12 times 10 plus 8. We could use any number we wanted to. Does not matter at all, because the equation is an identity. Any real number will work in this equation. So our answer here is all real numbers. Now the flip side to that, let's look at this problem. And here again we have a distribution that has to be done first. So when I distribute that, the left-hand side we have 14x plus 7 equals 7 times 2x would be 14x, and 7 times negative 1 would be negative 7. Now if we get our x's together, we'd have to subtract 14x from both sides, which 14x minus 14x cancels on the left-hand side, and 14x minus 14x cancels on the right-hand side also. We now have left 7 equals negative 7. That is never ever going to be a true statement. There is no way that you could put any number in here for x and it would work, because 7 will never equal negative 7 no matter what we do. In this case, if there is no possible number that you could use for x, and you will know that when you get a completely false statement, we say that that has no solution.